Welcome to Gaia's Love, a podcast to guide you home into your human journey here on Earth. My name is Vivienne Gerard, and it is my delight to co-create with Gaia and share our messages from Source in this now moment. Here we go. Episode 460. It is Thursday. Here in Cincinnati, it is cold, but the sun just started to come through the clouds when I was meditating, and there is just this brilliant light coming into the room. So I am bringing all of that through in this moment to you through this podcast. A ray of sunshine, a beam of light, reminding you that even the cloudy days will pass, even the difficult moments are eventually going to shift. And so when those little rays of light come in, soak them up, expand them, enjoy them. Today is a new moon in Capricorn. I'm so excited. It is a new moon in Capricorn. The sun is in Capricorn. Pluto is in Capricorn, and Mars is in Capricorn. And there is a powerful energy, a potency to today that I am transmitting energetically through to you in this podcast. I was reading an article by Astro Butterfly before I meditated, and she was describing how Capricorn can set a goal and then actually accomplish that goal, like do the things that need to happen for the goal to come to fruition. And she was describing, I'll put the link in the show description, she was describing how with all of this power, all of this energy astrologically sitting in Capricorn, that there is a momentum to this new moon and our ability to set intentions and create new routines that is so amplified. It's like a squeeze of extra energy, a burst of extra momentum that is being offered to us as we set our chart for the new year. So if you do or don't believe in New Year's resolutions, it's fine. I would invite you to set some new moon resolutions, some new moon intentions, and then know that the universe is conspiring to support you as you do that right now. I also feel like we learn best through examples and stories and other people's lives, how they're applying energy. So today I'm going to share a little bit about the structures that I am putting in place, the foundations that I am building. We talked a little bit about it last week in Beginning Again. But through the lens of a new moon in Capricorn and intentionally seeding a foundation, a structure, I'm going to give you a little behind the scenes of what's happening here. And my hope is that it inspires you to look at the ways that you can shift your routines. The ideas for intentions will expand as you listen to what I'm sharing. Where something I say sparks something awake in you and you're like, oh my God, it's that. I need to be doing that. And how did I not think about that before? And absolutely. So where do I begin? I guess I'll begin with health first. I'm carrying some COVID pounds from really good eating and bad habits. And I just haven't been super motivated to make them go. And for Christmas, my husband told me that he is taking me to Greece and Italy for 2 weeks for our 10th wedding anniversary. So now I'm really motivated. I am super motivated to get my body in the feel and the vibe that I want it to be in for all the pictures that we're going to take while we're in Greece. So my intention at the beginning of the year was just to move my body, to move every day. And since I live in Ohio, where it's cold and I can't run outside in the winter because it's so cold, I'm going to the gym. So my intention is the gym every day, even if it's just to walk, even if it's just to watch a podcast or an episode while I'm just moving my legs, like just to do that, because it's a movement of the energy, and it's also a message to my body, like we're going to get stronger and healthier, and we're going to clear out the toxicity. So that's one. I was talking to my dentist, which is another health thing. I've been taking really good care of my health and checking in with the doctors that I normally don't go see. I had fillings, crown, all the things. Yesterday I went and I had 2 more fillings. I think I'm done. I'm going to be flossing more and brushing more because, oh my God, dental work is not fun. But the dentist, the assistant yesterday, was saying to me, I'm doing a dry-ish January. I'm like, yes, that is what I'm doing also. I'm not going to make it so black and white, so good or bad, right or wrong in my reality. I'm going to do my best and it'll be ish. So alcohol makes me sluggish. I won't have as much. I won't do it as often. I'll just do it in ways where it really feels like a celebration and it's not a numbing out. So it's an ish. So I do believe Capricorn goals and routines can have some ish to them. It doesn't have to be so you suck because you didn't do it. And then we start all this negative self-talk, which is so destructive and not supportive at all. So yeah, so that was one. The other clear intention I set is to meditate every day. And in the past, meditation would look like I have to sit still and I have to close my eyes and I have to go all the way in. And I have this process of crystallizing and I do this thing. And what I'm realizing is, meditation is also just pausing when things feel really busy and closing my eyes for a moment and bringing my energy into my body and like centering myself, bringing my presence fully here, fully aware, shifting something inside of me that perhaps is wanting to loop or hang on to a story or go down a rabbit hole of doubt or fear, like just in the moment, switching the energy. And for me, the fastest way to switch the energy when I'm teetering between, staying in my flow and going into the negative, which for me is fear, doubt, all those. You can feel it. It's like you're teetering between the two. For me, the fastest way to always do that is to pull all of my energy into my body, to consciously stop the activity and harness my own power, harness my own presence, bring my full awareness into the moment. And so that's a practice that I'm just continuously realigning with. Yeah, drinking more water, trying to eat out less and home more. So all of those things are shifting. So that's kind of how I'm setting up the structure for my health. Sleep is a thing right now. I keep waking up. I can't sleep 8 hours. I don't know why. I keep trying. I'm having more magnesium at night. Like I'm doing all the things and my soul's like, no, you need to wake up and process some stuff at about 3 or 4 every morning. So that's what's happening. Yeah, so that's the health. I had this beautiful dream the other night about my business, and it inspired me to come downstairs to my office early on Saturday morning. And originally the idea was I'm going to create a manual to structure like the processes that I create. Like at the end of the year, you have to set up new products for the next year, and you have to close out some of the membership things that are complete. And so just recording some of that into a process manual would be really helpful as I build my business, because then a VA coming in or a team member coming in has some of those pieces already in place. So I had this idea in my dream: come downstairs. I'm going to set up my process manual. What happened, maybe you do this too. What happened is I started tearing into my office, and I'm looking at it right now. It looks so good in the aftermath, but in the moment it was chaos. I pulled out all the file cabinets, all the folders, took all the books off the shelves, sorted things out. Which books will I actually need to keep? Or will I ever actually read? Because I buy a lot of books that are just sitting unread on shelves that I know I will never open. Especially now because everything's available in YouTube videos and online. So took all of that apart, and I have a lot of shelves in my office. The person before us created these incredible built-in bookshelves that they just go on forever. So I took it all down, sorted it all out, put the recycling piles together, took a whole bunch of books to the half-price bookstore yesterday, took a lot of the knickknacks and photos down that I didn't need, reorganized. It feels so clean and so spacious, and like there's so much room for new magic to come in, and those things that are complete have been completed with honor and reverence and deep gratitude. towards the end of December, I went through all of my orders from my clients for the years since my business started, 8 years. I went through everything and I added up like how much clients had invested in working with me, and bought some beautiful thank you cards. And so I'm going to be sending out thank yous to a lot of those clients who've really invested a big amount of time and money, and just say thank you. Like, thank you for what we have built. Thank you for believing in me and this work, and allowing me to hone my craft, get stronger and clearer at what I do, and find that knowing inside of my value. Like, thank you for this journey. And so my business feels like so ready, so ready, and structurally in place. My budget, my husband and I, we are setting up a budget that we're going to start tracking, like how we're doing with things, which we've never really written on paper before. It's always just sort of been in our heads. What are some of the other things? So for my online presence, I created the Instagram account, which I think I've shared here. It's called Infinite Embodiment in Gaia. I opened it in September and started to build a structure in there over 3 months to really explain my work, my concepts of consciousness and duality and light and shadow, and how mentorship and coaching work, and just all these ways that take months to get to know me and understand that. I put them into these beautiful posts that create a grid. It's like a gorgeous image of stacked, it's so beautiful. It's so gorgeous. So I love that new Instagram space, and I put all of that structure in place September to December, and then in January I began creating the Lighting Up Our Grid chats, which I will be doing every Wednesday on my Instagram account. So I'll be bringing people into the space for you to meet, and you'll be able to join conversations. Like right now it's me talking to you, but in these Instagram lives, it's going to be me in dialogue with these humans that are so cool. And you'll get to see the way that, I converse, how I drop into deep, intimate conversations with people, and what comes through in those conversations. So those are going to be every Wednesday. I'm bringing meditation notes from the field into posts on Monday. I'm sharing these Gaia's Love clips and new moon meditation invitations. Like, just all these things are going to be brought into my Instagram space. And I'm creating the structure for that to happen, like the templates, the routine, the accountability to myself to be present in this way. The podcast is going to continue for a long time from what I feel right now. The new moon meditation and tarot reading videos, like every month we're going to be tuning in together and seeing what the energy feels like. So yeah, and then I do my sessions. Obviously I'm growing the practicum. That was the other piece. The practicum, I've created like such a solid structure for people to come into community and get to know each other, and have weekly gatherings and monthly meditations and attunements together. Like there's such a beautiful space that I've created for everyone to arrive in the ways that feel best to them, with no set, timing. Like if you don't do it by now, you miss it. It's like, no, come whenever. It's waiting. It's there. We're going to keep building it. You can come in, stay a year and move out, or stay longer. It just feels so structured, but so easy, so effortless and open. I forget, someone was saying, maybe it was Melanie, who said, when you create the structure of the riverbed, then energy consciousness can just flow through the structure that you've created. And I feel like that's what I've been doing. I've really created a structure for my life, a structure for my business, a structure for my health, for my family. Like, we have these foundational pieces in place. And within that, consciousness can, right? It can dance and create in so many different ways. And there's no end to what's going to be created. There's no end to the energy that is always flowing and ready to be tapped into. I feel like this is the best description of what one of the many best descriptions of what Pluto and Capricorn moving into Pluto and Aquarius is going to feel like. What structures have you put in place? Let me just close this down. It's 11:11. What structures have you put in place in Pluto and Capricorn energy with this new moon in Capricorn now? What structures are you putting in place that you just absolutely commit to? Like this. This is the way I'm going to be doing it. This is the routine, the decision, the belief that I'm going to commit to, and I'm going to do it no matter what. Like, this is the thing. With a little ish in there. It's okay. I get the ish part. Without beating yourself up if you're not 100%. But this is the structure. And as that structure becomes more established, more solid in your life, as your routines become, this is what I'm doing, this is how I live, your creativity, your consciousness, which is Pluto and Aquarius, can just like just like a waterfall or a fountain. It can just like bubble up and overflow. And the structure can hold that. Your Pluto and Capricorn structure can hold all of the magic that is Pluto and Aquarius. So like we talked about last week, that may mean there's some blow-ups at first. You put the structure in place and it's like, bah! Right? Like I was describing last week, there's the boom, what about this? Boom, what about this? It'll feel more like explosions or fireworks than it will like an easy, gentle fountain. But that's part of the building. That's part of the finding the structure that actually works best for you. You know, for me right now, it's a little nutty in my reality because I'm putting the pieces in place. I'm in the building phase of this new schedule. And so it's like, how am I going to get it all done? And some of the things have to be moved to tomorrow, or that project will have to wait until next week. I'm still putting these pieces in place. But my commitment is so clear. My feeling of what it is I'm building is so clear. And so I know it's going to happen. It's already happening. And as that happens, all the magic. And then also like more can flow in because you're holding this container. So more magic can arrive, more people can come play, more creations can be collaborated with because your structure is so solid. There you go. That's how it's looking in my life. I would love to hear how it's looking in your life. And if you set intentions, drop them in the comments. Like, let's have some accountability and some extra momentum that we add to this. I am going to go create the new moon tarot reading next. So I'm going to drop right over here on the floor, pull out my tarot cards, start doing some tarot reading. And then straight from that, I will go into creating the meditation for the new moon in Capricorn. So if you've never meditated with me before, if you've never sat with me in an energy reading video, try. Do it today or tomorrow, this weekend, see how it feels. The way that I guide meditation is very much about, I hold a space and then I translate the energy I'm seeing in my own mind with my eyes closed. Like the visions, the words, the whatever's flowing through, I translate it in words. And then it opens something in you because we're co-creating in an energy field. And so you might hear everything I say and you're like, oh my God, that. Or you might hear none of it and fall asleep and your body is doing some massive healing, realignment, you're detoxing. It's not what I think traditional meditation is, but I don't know what else to call it. So that's what we're calling it. But I will be doing that next and then posting all of that on YouTube for you to access. So the video. The meditation and the extended video is an exchange of $33. Totally worth it if you haven't done that before. I invite you to come and play there. And if you're not hanging with me on Instagram yet, let's get together over there. Come say hello. All right, here we go. Capricorn Potency, you've got this. Thank you for tuning into this vibration of pure love. Let's take this message of Gaia's love out into all of our relationships and communities today. So much love from my heart to yours.